Recent research has shown how the drought and now the bushfires have pushed many birds, animals and insects into cities. And it's led to the creation of a B&B highway, a series of nest boxes and pollinating plants in coastal urban areas of New South Wales. The founder of the B&B highway project is Judy Friedlander from the Institute of Sustainable Futures at UTS. And Judith is with us in the studio. Hi there. So what sort of numbers of wildlife, etc., are being pushed towards urban areas?
Well, we know that we're in the middle of a mass extinction of species, including pollinators, and we don't really know baseline data, unfortunately, but we do know there have been many studies which have shown that there are alarming declines in insects and other pollinators, such as birds.
In the rural areas?
In general. In general, yes.
But are we seeing species in cities that we haven't seen there before?
Yes. So what's interesting is that cities really are regarded as biodiversity hotspots. So what we mean by that, so insects and birds like humans are attracted to these wonderful coastal ecosystems that basically offer more water and, ironically, quite often, greater floral forage or more flowering plants. So basically, we don't really know exactly how many of these species are coming in, but there are a lot more observations of birds that we wouldn't normally see, and lizards and particular insects as well that we wouldn't normally see.
Okay, so what are you planning then with the B&B highway?
So the B&B highway, which stands for Bed and Breakfast for Birds and Bees and Butterflies and Biodiversity, essentially is creating a highway to link up habitat for these threatened species, for the birds and bees. So we're putting in these pollinating gardens and also artificial habitats such as stingless bee boxes and nesting boxes. And we're doing this at public schools mainly throughout the urban areas. And we're finding that children are really responding to this so that they can go out and engage in outdoor education and learn about our pollinators and also contribute to some valuable data. And we're creating a citizen science app as well on top of that.
Okay, so is it mainly birds and bees that are involved in this, or are other animals also coming into the cities?
So there are other animals coming into the cities, but we're essentially focusing on a few species. So a lot of people immediately think of bees, and they are very vitally important. We are focusing on the native stingless bee because they don't sting. And also we are also focusing on birds. And one thing I would like to say is that it's an initiative that has been started by a not-for-profit called Planting Seeds.
What can people do themselves then in their own garden to be part of this?
Well, it's actually very easy, and it's something that's super positive and practical. So you can actually look on the web and find out where you can put a native stingless beehive, or where you can actually source one. You can build an insect hotel. You can create habitat for other insects and birds. Of course, it takes quite a while for large trees to grow, but you can encourage them with nesting boxes, and it's easy to find nesting boxes as well. And we're hoping that this kick-starts, say, a desire to learn about other pollinators as well, and for example the fact that they need areas of soil to live in.
And what if you don't have a garden?
It is easy actually to create habitat even on a balcony, and something to keep in mind is that you can get involved with your community gardens as well and encourage the community garden to get involved. But this is an initiative that has really gained traction with schools, and a lot of schools are coming to us at Planting Seeds and inquiring how they can actually put in a B&B into their school. And we have basically 30 already just in the space of a year, and we feel that this is really linking up the urban environment and creating, hopefully, a haven for those pollinators that are threatened.
Right. And do you think this is a temporary move from inland areas, that these species will return from where they came from once conditions improve?
Well, the theory is that we do need to encourage the resilience of all these different species and encourage the resilience of biodiversity. So that is the intent, yes. There will be a lot of species who will remain, which of course is to our benefit. I certainly am old enough to remember seeing a lot of insects and birds when I was growing up, and it shouldn't be a scenario that children today are missing out on. So we should be encouraging them to stay as well.
Judy Friedlander, thank you.
Thank you.